Hey there, my friends. This is Andy coming live from Orange County, California. Glad to be with you. And we are going to party like it's 1999. I thought of that. I was listening to Pastor Jack earlier over at Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills, talk about the tyrant, Gavin Newsom, with these rules. We have curfew. We have to shut down our state. I went to go to the gym today. The gym was closed. And you're not allowed to go inside the restaurants anymore. They had them open. Now you can't. Now you got to sit in the parking lot and eat your dinner at a table in the middle of the parking lot, which for whatever reason lately has been my thing. Great things happen in the parking lot, but no, we're not supposed to be eating at restaurants in the parking lot of the restaurant. We're supposed to be eating inside. And so let me come back to the title of my Facebook Live and talk a little bit more. I know that I've said this hundreds of times before. This may be my 700th show, 800th show since live streaming was a thing. But I always think these are going to be short. This is going to be short because it's very specific, and that is that we are going to party like 1999. All right, I just want you to go to one place right now, and that is, and the URL, you can do this URL, which is ocpatriotprogram.com. OC Patriot Project. Did I say program? OCPatriotProject.com. OC Patriot Project. You could also go to CaliforniaPatriotProject.com and go to the site. At the top, it'll say, what does it say? Said something. Oh, financial support. Financial support. If you're going to do anything right now, we could use your financial support to get some things off the ground. The most important thing for me right now is building a mobile broadcasting system, so that when I go, like we have a rally on Sunday at 2:00 here in Yorba, I'll talk a little bit more about that too, where I can take, everything, me a backdrop, have two mics as opposed to the one mic that I currently have, and then a hotspot from no matter where we are, because in some places like that corner, for whatever reason, it's very low in bandwidth. And so again, I don't want to go somewhere and not be able to broadcast because we don't either have a hotspot or because we don't have the equipment necessary. And of course, we want to have everything that we need so you guys can hear and see, and it looks professional and looks good. And we can interview people that support conservative Christian values, or we can interview other tyrants that are out there that we need to expose as just miserable, nasty, demonic people. All right. So we're going to interview those people too. So go to OCPatriotProject.com, go to the top where it says financial support. I could use your help in putting this together. Again, we have a lot of stuff happening. I already have 2 men that have contacted me that want to be one of the 12. Again, we're going to use 12 people, kind of like a board of directors somewhat, and saying, what is it we need to do to make sure and build men, give them the warrior mentality that it takes to be a conservative Christian in our world, to uphold our Constitution and to help others that have the same values and those platforms that we want to help promote. And so I got 2 great guys, 2 great guys. One guy worked for the Anaheim Police Department. Another guy, I worked in the dog business. And we'll talk a little bit more about them. We'll introduce them and talk about them later. So I got 2 of the 12 and other stuff happening. So go to that page, ocpatriotproject.com, and I could use your help. All right. So what do I mean by let's party like it's 1999? Well, 1999 and above, and a little bit before that, we were having a great time, right? Prince is one of my favorite artists. I went to the Purple Rain concerts over at the Forum. I'll never forget them. They were some of the best concerts. Queen and Prince in his heyday at Purple Rain was fun, exciting. Everybody's gathering together, everybody's singing, everybody hugging, everybody dancing. And so that's what I'm calling for here in California, regardless of what the tyrant Gavin Newsom is telling us that we need to do. Again, Jack Hibbs, the pastor at the church that I belong to now, Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills. I love him. I love his church, and I love the fact he said, have Thanksgiving. Don't be an idiot. He didn't say idiot, but I am. I'm plugging that part in. Have Thanksgiving. No, I'm not. I have 7 people now currently in my family, which is, I think, 1 over what they say. I don't know all the rules. I haven't even bothered looking at the rules, to tell you the truth. But the rules have something to do with like only 6 people, I guess, in a house, and they can only 3 different families. I mean, these arbitrary, stupid rules that are meaningless. We just went to a Wingstop type of place, not Wingstop, but another place. I forget what it's called. And they were more than that, sitting outside in front. They had, probably 3 or 4 employees on the inside. The church that I go to every service, they have 3 services on Sunday that have close to 3,000 people inside the sanctuary. And so the idea that somehow on Thanksgiving, only Thanksgiving, right? They had to shut it down a week before Thanksgiving so they could act like they were serious about this whole thing. This has nothing to do with anything other than control and power within our state. And they shut down things a week early, again, just to pretend that they're serious about this thing so that on Thanksgiving, they can tell us that we can't have more than a few people inside our own home, and we're supposed to wear masks, and we have to take the mask off to eat and put the mask back on. And then they tell us how many family members could be, from each family. Just total BS that's going on. Again, I have nothing against marijuana dispensaries here in California. I really don't. But for those can be open. Right? Those you can have people inside there shopping and buying marijuana. I can go to the Circle K or the 7-Eleven around the corner, and you go in there and you can get your beer, you can get your chips and all that kind of stuff. That's okay, right? That's okay. It's strangers, right? Not family. Strangers can gather inside 7-Eleven. I just went to the 7-Eleven the other day. There was 10, 15 people in there, and then the Circle K not close by. They don't even care if you wear masks. So. This is just simply ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We're in crazy time. And so I'm just telling you, I'm suggesting, I'm not a doctor. I don't want anybody to go and get sick and die or anything like that. But I'm just telling you that you're probably going to get sick and die of something else. Probably not COVID-19. I just had COVID-19. I'm here talking to you. Why? Because we have great medical services. They figured crap out. Hydroxychloroquine. Now that I said that word, this will completely be blocked and my video won't be seen. But the only thing I regret is that we were just talking about it here just a few minutes ago. Is the only thing we regret is that when we first got sick, that we didn't start taking hydroxychloroquine based on the doctor who was you've seen on YouTube videos. Dr. Erickson, is his name Erickson? I think his name is Dr. Erickson. Dr. Erickson belongs to our church. The guy that you saw on YouTube that. With the other doctor I think they're in Fresno at the time. They have offices not only in this area, but in Fresno area. But that doctor who talked about the successes of hydroxychloroquine and the treatment of hydroxychloroquine and other stuff. The regret, again, is that when I first got sick, when we first started to feel the possible symptoms, that like the flu-like symptoms we had, that we didn't start taking it then. Because again, I was just watching something with Laura Ingraham where for the best success of hydroxychloroquine is to take it early. And I waited until I was really sick before, and that was too late. And then we saw another story where they're saying remdesivir doesn't work. I had 7 bags of remdesivir. And now I'm seeing a story where it doesn't work. Why are they giving this people? It doesn't work. Again, I'm here. I don't know. I was really sick. There was a day or two that it was pretty sketchy what was going to happen. So whatever it was, the remdesivir or the convalescent plasma or the steroids or all the vitamin D they were giving me and all the other stuff that they were giving me, whatever one of those things worked, I'm here because we have a great medical system, and the administration made it possible for the hospital that I was at, Kaiser Permanente there in Anaheim, to have everything that they needed to treat people like me who were there with COVID-19. We live in the greatest country in the world. We have one of the greatest presidents in our history currently in the Oval Office who made all of this possible. And to now have somebody like Gavin Newsom, who is a completely hypocritical moron, do this. I'm going to show you, as you've seen on the news. This is nothing new that I'm showing you, and that is that we know he's that it's meaningless to him, right? You have people that have jobs. You have people that are getting paid a large amount of money, telling people that they can't go to work, telling people that they have to stay home and they have to sacrifice their living, and we're getting told to do this by people that have a job and getting paid. The media also supporting shutting down our country and being a part of the messaging that these tyrannical politicians in our state and other states across the United States want you to believe that everybody's going to die if you have Thanksgiving together as a family. So here we have Gavin Newsom's coronavirus dinner scandals growing. This is from November 18th. So it's a few days ago. California Medical Association officials attend. So not only do you have Gavin Newsom, our governor here in the state of California, but you have also members of the medical association also having dinner together outside their rules that we can't have Thanksgiving in one of the most expensive restaurants, not in California, but in the United States, drinking wine, sitting next to one another, no masks, standing up and talking face to face and just networking, I'm guessing, or whatever it is they want to call it. You have the two people that are trying to tell us that we can't have Thanksgiving, the governor and the medical association. They're having dinner together without a mask. And here's the pictures. Again, I know that you've seen this before, and I'm not showing you anything that you haven't seen before, but there they are having dinner in this very posh restaurant. Who knows how many other people in the restaurant, right? We only see pictures of this table. There's probably other tables full of people. The elite and the people that are still have jobs and still, running our country, and apparently medical associations, they could all gather in a restaurant because they're the elite. They apparently don't catch COVID-19. They apparently don't need to worry about whatever these weird rules, random rules that somebody with nothing else to do that day apparently. Well, let's say 6. No, let's 7. No, 6 is like an even number. Let's stick with 6. It just sounds better for our copy when we're writing our stories. And let's say that you have to wear masks on the inside. Does that sound good? Everybody agree? Yeah, let's do that. Like, there's nothing like, well, let's look at a study from whatever. Let's look at a study. And most of the studies are telling us that masks don't work. Most of the studies, the real science, not the science that the media is telling you the science, the real science is telling you that masks don't work. This is the truth. This is the truth from the things that I've been reading over the last several months, not just today or yesterday or the day before yesterday, or since I've got COVID-19, that masks don't work, social distancing doesn't work, and shutting down our government, any government or any state or city, does not work. Why? How do we know this? Because they've done studies in other countries, other cities across the world, and it hasn't made a difference one way or another. People get sick. People get the flu. People get the bronchitis. People get colds. People get sick. In the end, we know now that even though infections are going up, but testing is going up, the death rate is going down. We're down for most people other than the elderly and people with pre-existing conditions that they cause them to be, that put them in a position of being more likely to die from a respiratory thing. I know the respiratory thing because I've been on oxygen. I've been on the last couple of days. But because it attacks your respiratory, if you have a pre-existing condition that you've got asthma, you've got a number of other underlying things that you have suppressed your to breathe, and you add COVID-19, you will die. So those people, we know, hey, you have a really bad asthma. My 12-year-old daughter has a bad asthma, and so we're a little bit more protective of her. Why? Because she has asthma. It makes total sense, right? You have, people, we're going to pick, they have a 91-year-old grandmother. She should not go to Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills and attend service. Why? Because she's 91 years old. This really isn't complicated, right? This isn't like I'm trying to, use new math, right? Or common core. Like, no, this is just, you're 91 years old and you're more susceptible to even dying from a cold. Then it's probably not a good idea to go where 3,000 people are gathering for a service called Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills. Don't go. If you have a very bad asthma and when you get it, it's hard for you to breathe just with the asthma. You probably don't want to go to Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills on Sunday for the second service where there's 3,000 people. Again, this makes total common sense, right? So I'm telling you now, back to the title. and I'm suggesting that we just parted like 1999. I'm with Jack Hibbs in saying that this is ridiculous. These rules are ridiculous and just make no sense when you really look at them. Okay, show me the study. I'm talking to whoever. Show me the study where this rule, line number 3, whatever that is, that you need to wear masks when you're having your Thanksgiving dinner and take it off only in between bites. Show me where there's a study that says that has to be done, because we've seen that if you don't wear your mask while eating dinner and only pull it down to take bites, that you're going to get COVID-19 and you're going to die. I have not seen that study. I've not seen anything like that. And again, this is a little bit of hyperbole and being hyperbolic, but it's just. But when you look at all those things, none of them appear to be based on science, based on the things that I've done in the past. The doctors that I've interviewed, you know that I've interviewed 4 doctors, or maybe a 5th one there, 4 doctors that actually work with COVID-19 patients, where they've essentially talked about the things I'm talking about right now, all of them. I reached out to one of the doctors when I first got sick, and she gave me a protocol that I was to follow. The unfortunate thing at the time, by the time, again, kind of like I didn't take COVID-19, or I didn't take hydroxychloroquine when I first started feeling the symptoms. I didn't contact her either. So, you know, being a dude, we tend to be in denial. We're not really sick, or, you know, it's just the flu. And I waited. I waited too long. So I'm telling you right now, I waited too long to do both, to take the hydroxychloroquine and to contact a doctor who is busy in the COVID-19 treatment of patients. I should have contacted her early on. She responded like that, by the way. When I texted Lisa Coach, you know her, you've seen her videos. She messaged me pretty quickly back, like within an hour or two of me sending her a message, which was, I appreciate her very much. I may have to bring her back on. I've interviewed her twice. I think I need to bring her back on for a 3rd time to see where we're at on what's new, because there's a lot of stuff that's new that we may not know, because she's not one that you'll find on CNN. You won't see her on MSNBC, because what she does is she tells the truth, and she talks about facts, and she talks about science, the real science. And so you won't see her anywhere where, you know, the average person can see her. They will block her. They will not allow her to be seen by most Americans. Why? Because she tells the truth and talks about facts. All right. I see a lot of people watching, but nobody's comment. Am I just that compelling that you can't take the time to text and say hi? It helps when you text and say hi, or comment, or say, Andy, we're not partying like it's 1999, because I'm scared. And I want to hear that. If you're scared, I want to know why you're scared. What is it you're worried about? Are you, you're more likely to die in a car crash driving to your family's house to where you have Thanksgiving than you getting COVID-19 and dying. Because why? Because we know that the science tells us right now, and the statistics tell us right now, that most people who get it will recover at a percentage of 99.5, I think is the last number I saw. If you're younger, it's 99.9. And I'm not quite sure what that cutoff is, or else I would state that, whatever that cutoff. I haven't looked lately, but that number has been kind of changing between, 20 years old and above, you're 99.5. 20 years and under, you're 99.9% chance of recovering without any issues in regard to COVID-19. We don't shut our country down for stupid crap like this. Hey, Diane, nice to see you. Hey, just we're talking. Great to see you. Thank you for saying hi. Everybody else say hi. I see people on, and they're not talking. So let's agree in California that our governor is a tyrant, and he needs to go. So now about the rally on Sunday. So I talked about that this is just the ridiculousness of shutting down our country again, and our gyms and the things that keep you healthy. they shut down the things that keep you healthy. The gym, like going and working out and making your immune system stronger from exercise, and actually being progressive in your health. Those things you can't do. Mentally and spiritually, you can't do that either, which also is helpful in your health. If you are, and I've talked about this in past shows, that if you are, if you sleep, which is it's just funny because I haven't been sleeping much lately, but if you get good sound sleep, if you get good exercise, and if you eat well, and spiritually you're in the Word more than 4 days a week, you have everything covered as far as healthy as you could possibly be mentally, with your brain, getting recovery from sleeping, from being active in the Word, and stimulating your morals, and staying away from those things that cause you more stress, which would include pornography, being following friends who are miserable, horrible, nasty people, right, and not being involved in that, but being in the Word 4 days a week or more. Exercising, eating well, hanging around people that are positive, not negative, and spending time with family. All those things that are good, our governor says you can't do. That none of those things you can do. We want you to go to the pot stores. We want you to go to 7-Eleven and the liquor stores and get alcohol. We want you not to be active and go to the gym because that would be good. So we don't want that. We don't want you to go to church because, being spiritually positive in a room full of people that are also like-minded people in the Word of God, singing and giving praise and praying for each other and praying for our country and praying for even our governor, that you can't do either. Because why? Because it's positive. Sorry, I went on another tirade there, but I just got caught up in the moment. That it's really funny, right? The governor, they're shutting down all the things that are good for you, mentally, spiritually, physically. Those you can't do, but you can do all the other things. So what do we need to do on the, sorry, I just got all excited there. When we have opportunities like the rally, sorry, I'm clicking the pin there. When we have an opportunity like we do on Sunday between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock here in Yorba Linda, California, and I'm sure they're happening all over, not only in California, but in other states, but especially in California right now, there's always 1 or 2 booths there or tables there where you can recall Gavin Newsom. Just watching the news again, watching the news again they're talking about the different recalls that have gone through. 2 of them have failed based on the lack of signatures, is what I'm understanding. And so this is like a 3rd recall. And so if you signed a recall before, there's a really good chance that you probably need to do it again. All right. So don't give up. Continue to sign those recall petitions, and let's see if we can't get to I think it's 1.5 or 1.8 million signatures. I've heard numbers of like 700,000 signatures that we've gotten up to. We just got to get it together. This has to be the thing, right? He's done enough to our state to destroy our state. He and his Aunt Pelosi, Nancy. And then you have Adam Schiff, who's also a Californian. You also have, who's the other moron that's down here? There's another one. I can't think of his name. Oh, man, it's coming up short what his name is. There's another one. These are all miserable, horrible people that are destroying our country. And so we need to cut the head off. The head of right now of California is Gavin Newsom. We need to cut him off and get him out of here. So if everything that's been done since he's been our governor, it has not been enough up to this point. This has to be it. The shutting down our state again for nonsense, with nonsense rules and randomness of the restrictions that he's put on our states have nothing to do with science, nothing to have to do with fact, and nothing that has to do with anything in regard to the percentage of people that are dying from COVID-19. No. And so if this isn't finally the thing, then I don't know what's going to motivate you to sign a recall notice for Gavin Newsom. I don't know what it is, because this has to be it. And so those of you that are at least here in the Orange County area, no matter where you are in Orange County, drive an hour if you have to, 45 minutes to come and sign a petition to recall. They often have them at, as you probably know, at grocery stores. The Stater Brothers that I go to often has somebody sitting out front that has a recall Gavin Newsom. The Home Depot, which is here in Brea, they often have a table there with somebody there. The Walmart also often has a recall Gavin Newsom person there. Seek them out, find them, and sign your name. And again, if you did it probably more than 6 months ago, a year ago, or 2 years, you're probably on the previous attempt. So whatever it is now, sign it, get it signed, encourage your friends. Find out, maybe you can be one of those people that walk around and knock on the doors and get your neighbors to sign a recall Gavin Newsom. I don't know, but we need to get to that 1.5, 1.8, whatever it is, to recall this governor. He is crazy, and he's lost his mind. Him and Nancy together make one brain cell between the two of them. For whatever reason, tyranny and hate for voters, hate for our country runs in the family. It's in their DNA. It's in their genetics. And we need to get rid of him. Rumor is Gavin might nominate himself for Harris empty seat. Why'd you ruin my night, Carl? What? Really? Oh, Carl. Oh, my gosh. Mayor de Blasio in New York was caught in a gym working out when they were closed. He said he had to work out and be in shape to make decisions for the peasants in New York. So the Mayor de Blasio is saying that he has to be in shape and healthy, but not you, voter, not you, a citizen of New York, who's thinking about moving to Florida with all the other New Yorkers who are probably going to take their Democratic views down to Florida and corrupt Florida. But so de Blasio is saying that's important for him, who has a job and getting paid, that he also understands the value of working out and being healthy. But you can't. You voter, you peasant, I like what you said there, you peasant cannot work out. But I can, because I'm the leader of this city. I almost said state. Cuomo, the other moron over there in New York, is another, him and his brother. What a pair. Again, together they may maybe make one brain cell. Perhaps. I'm not quite sure if that's true. The science, we're gonna have to look at the science on whether they have a brain cell added up between the two of them. But our PD put out, we will not be informed. Nice. So Anaheim Police Department, Carl Whitney and I, we work for Anaheim Police Department together. This is welcome. I love my police department. There's some people in the police department that I could do without, but the police department itself is fantastic. Our PD, Anaheim Police Department, put out, we will not be enforcing curfew en masse. Too much real crime to worry about. Yeah, that's awesome. They do that in a tweet, or where did you see that? That's pretty awesome. I would love to see where that's at and then repost if that's what they said, or if you just have inside baseball information. But that's great. I mean, again, I think Riverside sheriffs, if I'm not, I may be misquoting, but I know that there's certain sheriff's departments within a few of the counties that this area. We have Riverside, San Diego County, Orange County, San Bernardino County, or in this particular Southern California area. And what I believe that the sheriffs in each one of those departments have said that they're not going to enforce the curfew or any of the other crap, the BS that Gavin Newsom has put out, which is great. Right. It doesn't change the fact that he's an idiot and that he's a tyrant, that we still need to get him out. I'm just telling you, we at least have some common sense sheriffs in these counties, and I'm not sure if it's all of them. San Diego, I mean, it could be questionable. You never know about San Diego. They kind of go back and forth. They're purple, I think, in many ways, and they kind of go back and forth. And I don't trust the San Diego area, but in regard to their politics. But San Bernardino, Riverside, in Orange County, I believe that they both, the sheriffs in those counties, said they also will not reinforce it. Cool. And then LA, oh my gosh, please shut, they go, let's see, what unit are we going to shut down as we're dismantling and defunding our police department? Let's see. I know, sex crimes. out of all the areas, right? You shouldn't shut down robbery, homicide. That probably should not be dismantled and defunded. And not sex crimes. How about burglary? All right, burglary is a crime of property, right? Nobody's going to die when the television necessarily is stolen. Necessarily, again, if they do, then it's called a robbery. That's why you have robbery, homicide, right? Burglary is property crimes. Property crimes, things being stolen. Like, they don't shut down that. If you have to shut one down, why not shut down burglary, property crimes? No, let's shut down one of the most important investigative areas of a police department after probably robbery, homicide, and it'd be really, really close, right? I'm not minimizing the sex crimes in regard to child molestations and rapes, but that's the one that you decide, well, we don't have the money, so we're going to close down that, because who cares if you get raped? That doesn't affect you for the rest of your life. That would not ever really, a child of 6 years of age being raped by a 40-year-old man. What is it? Who cares, right? It's not that big of a deal. It won't affect that 6-year-old for the rest of their life. They won't be essentially in a prison from the trauma from being raped by a 40-year-old man. That won't happen. Nobody really cares about that. But we really want to make sure that your house doesn't lose a television. You should care about that. But I'm just saying, when you're making decisions on what details to drop and to close down and no longer fund, sex crimes is not one of those that is that I would think should be considered as far as being closed down. So that's the weirdness that's going on in LA. You got the LA union, teachers union, who refuse to go back to work unless the police are defunded and dismantled in their school district. So what did they do? They shut down the LA School Police department, which is a very large police department. We're not talking about like 5 people in a closet and calling themselves police. No, the LA School. I've worked alongside the LA School Police. They were a legitimate police department, like any other police department, with probably a lot more crime than many police departments across the United States of California, involving shootings, gang members, robberies, auto thefts, all the major crimes LA school police were handling simply on school properties throughout Los Angeles. The teachers union in LA was successful in getting that department completely dismantled. So I don't know. I mean, we have some really bizarre things happening in our country. And again, it starts with the governor. When you have a governor who doesn't care, who's releasing criminals at a record number, when that also wants the border open of the state of California, which is one of the busiest border entry points in the United States of America. He wants that open. He doesn't care what criminals come from other countries, not just criminals from Mexico come across the southern border of our country. You have Middle Eastern criminals who come across that border. We have Syrian criminals coming across that border. I've been involved in cases involving many criminal cases involving that border, and I know because I testify in court, federal court in San Diego, probably 15 times in the last 4 or 5 years, involving issues in regard to that border. So it's not like I don't have any idea or clue what's happening in the border. I'm telling you. That's one of the most important borders for our country, along with the Arizona border and the Texas border. But it's a really important border where there's a lot happening. And you have a governor who doesn't care who comes across that border. He wants it open. He wants it open for anybody that can come through. He wants sanctuary cities throughout the state of California. He encourages sanctuary cities throughout the state of California. Again, a bad idea. And every policy and what else? Programs, homeless programs throughout the state of California, including Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, and Sacramento, have failed miserably. What they've done is not only not help the homeless situation, they've increased the homeless population in our state. Give me something that he's done positive, right? We've had fires virtually ravaging our forests because they refuse to clean the forest, which is a thing. Other countries do it all the time, and they don't have the forest fires that we have here in California. But they refuse because of some bird or something, I think, or that they're trying to protect, or some mouse. I can't remember. I don't even know what the reasoning be. Why? Who would be against? Like, okay, every year we go through this issue, we have these raging forest fires that have destroyed cities, have cost people their lives, have cost firemen their lives. It costs us millions and millions of dollars in equipment, planes, that we purchase for fighting these fires. The solution is cleaning up our forests, which would be far more effective and less costly, and people don't die from cleaning the forest. But yet he refuses. And he has lobbyists from the Edison, the Edison company, that is telling him not to do it. And then they have this old infrastructure of electricity components that continue to fail, which are causing most of the forest fires. and he has them working in Sacramento. They work for him, is what. And I did a whole show on it about 6 months ago. I can't remember all the details, but some of the people that work for the Edison company who don't want to spend the money on fixing all of the crap that's going wrong work in the governor's office, or they formerly worked for Edison and now work for him. But they're in there to support their former boss on some aspect. Again, the show was a long time ago. I don't remember all the details, but that's another thing that's happening here. What other thing? Oh, we have rolling blackouts. Rolling blackouts, again, related to Edison and the electricity issue that we have here, as we have rolling, like a third world country. The state of California, one of the highest tax states in the union, we have rolling blackouts. We can't keep our electricity going. Why? Because they want to do the air thing and the solar thing, and it simply doesn't work. It isn't ready. In the future, it may be ready. I don't know, but it's not ready. And then the last thing, we have water that should be coming down into our state that they are sending into the ocean instead of water the farmland, which is fertile farmland for things like almonds and citrus. I know that there's a lot of lettuce grown throughout the state of California. I used to be part of a program where we trained dogs to protect us from E. coli salmonella poisoning. And so I trained dogs for that. I was very much in the mix with Chiquita, the company called Chiquita, Fresh Express, and some other companies here and I work hand in hand with what's going on. And they would tell me, we have water that come down and it would be great because we have all this farmland. And as you drive up from here, from Orange County up into Northern California, you drive, no matter if you're on the 5 or the 101 or the 99, these large acres of farmland with dead, brown, dying plants, trees and bushes and almonds and stuff. And there's signs saying, we need water. but there is water. They won't let it come down because of whatever. Again, I think some little tiny minnow or something like that. And they're redirecting it and not allowing it to come down. Again, arbitrary BS that is simply killing our country. And I could go on. Those are the things that are right off the top of my head as to if we just need to get rid of Gavin Newsom. And I'm going to go on and on about a whole bunch of other stuff here. Station 32. I'm so sorry. I forget. We played hockey together. You were in Garden Grove, not Anaheim. Sorry. So many people that I got Carl. So Carl was with Garden Grove, but we played hockey together. He was on our Anaheim Police Department hockey team together. He's a big dude too. Yeah, Station 32. So sorry. Didn't mean to insult you and say that you were from Garden Grove or Anaheim when you were from Garden Grove. All right, my friends. So let's party like it's 1999 when it comes to Thanksgiving. I know that we're going to have more than people probably than what our great governor, our fantastic governor wants. We're not wearing masks. You can come to my house. I'm telling you right now, you come to my house and hook me up. Because we're not going to be wearing masks inside my house. I don't wear a mask when I'm driving. I don't wear a mask when I'm outside in the free air because that's stupid and it doesn't make any sense. I do wear masks inside the stores only because I don't want to cause, people to get, run out. I don't want to cause people to be concerned and, move to another aisle and that kind of. Some people just believe what they hear on the news, and so I'm gonna do the right thing and wear a mask inside of Home Depot when we go to Home Depot. But none of this other stuff is going to take place. So that's what I'm going to do. I would suggest that you be free. You live in the greatest country in the world. And these are ridiculous. And then I will see you on church. Come to church. Although Jack said that we should not be inviting any more people to our church because it's full. He mentioned today that the church has doubled since the pandemic, which tells you something. It's got to tell you something about the movement of God, Jesus Christ in our world, that during one of the times where people are trying to tell you to be fearful and scared, that our attendance in the church that I belong to has doubled. And we enjoy, being there. I look forward to going to church on Sunday. I just said maybe an hour or two ago, I can't wait for church on Sunday. I'm so looking forward to church. It's just a fantastic place to be. They're great people there. It's a great church and a great message always. And so I cannot wait. So if I'm going to be going to church with 3,000 people on one of the services, I may go to 2 services just to piss Gavin Newsom off. I may go to 2. And then I'm going to go to a Bible study. Yes, then I'm going to go to a Bible study with more people, and we're probably not going to wear masks. So Gavin, send your people out. I'm looking forward to making a statement there. What time is dinner? We don't know yet. What time is dinner? I don't know. We haven't decided what time dinner is, but I'll let you know. I'll probably broadcast it and probably tell. Well, probably, yeah. You know what? We may broadcast our Thanksgiving dinner. And I'll count the people and say, we're out of compliance. Come and get us. All right, my friends. I love you guys. Party like it's 1999 when it comes to Thanksgiving. Also, don't forget, please. I would encourage you to be a part of the movement that we are creating over here. And again, you can go to CaliforniaPatriotProject.com or what's listed there on the banner, which is OCPatriotProject.com. Go there, look for the menu menu item says financial support. And we would greatly appreciate it as we're building the mobile unit. Again, I think that's one of the priorities because of, we need to mobilize people. We need to get out. Of course, I do this here in my studio, which is one aspect of getting the word out and talking and keeping it on people's pages and that kind of stuff. That's all important. But also going out and seeking out other like-minded people and building a movement outside of the studio is super important. And it's always been very powerful for me when I've done it for businesses. I've gone to conventions and interviewed, and what happens is that you have not only my page that shows that live broadcast, but whoever I'm interviewing or the other people that are watching, they then begin to share it out. And so it's a much more powerful way of sharing out some of this information when you're out talking to people, because they go, oh, I'm on television. I'm going to share that on my page, and they share on their page, and then their friends share it out, showing, hey, this is my cousin out there. He's a lunatic. He's out there at a rally with no mask. But the good news is it gets out there and gets shared. That's all positive stuff. All right, my friends. Went on 40 minutes. It is shorter than most of my shows. Most of my shows go about an hour. But I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. We're going to continue this talk as we get closer to Thanksgiving and we hear more of what there's probably going to be more rules are going to face. You may have to I don't know, have a what are those boxes that have filters on them? You may have to be required to have one of those inside your house or something like that. Who knows what the next thing is? But I love you guys. God bless, and I will see you probably tomorrow. I didn't do a devotional today, and I realized I didn't do that. It was a pretty busy morning, so I will make up for it tomorrow, and we'll do a daily devotional more. All right, my friends. I love you guys. God bless.